Here's a little guided tour of my allotment. This is where I sit down, have a cuppa. And Freddie here he's the boss of the operation, of course, so he's just overseeing things, making sure everything's being done correctly. Some little beehives that are empty, of course, in the background. I've just made them this year out of pallets. Here's my pond there, which is filling up nicely now, probably about 2.5 foot at the steepest. And then my shed and some swarm boxes for those elusive bees. Those will be ready for next year. So let's go have a look at the dahlias then, shall we? So I'm gonna do some more dahlias next year, because the strawberries, well, basically is squirrel food and everything else more or less. And if they don't want it, then probably you're not that keen on it either. There's a row of dahlias there. I've got breakout, I've got chat noir, Babylon red, Lou Furman, and I think that's mango madness. That's what it said on the label anyway, but I'm not certain about that. So that's that little section. Then we walk down here on this path. Polytunnels at the end, as you can see. Babylon red, white perfection, which is droopy on the ones I've bought. Then you've got emery pool, which is fabulous. There's another emery pool there. Unfortunately, the wind blew it over. I'll get the netting sorted out better next year. There's Verone's obsidian there, and then there's Molly Raven as well. And I think you've got a Lou Farman, which has ended its flowering, but there's a Lou Farman as well, or Furman. And then that one there, which I think was mislabeled, the orange one. So I'm not certain about what that one is. So let's have a little look. These are my echiums here. Oh, there's the dahlias up there that I grew from seed, from cuttings. When I snipped off the other dahlias, which were in the row, I planted the cuttings that I'd taken, and they came up rather well, actually, surprisingly so. Here's my echiums, and I've got my frost cover ready to put my polytunnel cover over. Here's crazy legs, and then you've got Mum's special, Molly Raven again. Then there's a few there at the back whose name escapes me for the moment, but I'm sure you probably know them. So next row, that was that row of dahlias, oops. And then you've got this row of dahlias. Breakout's doing well. It's October, early October, about 6th or something. Here's that one I couldn't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a very well-known dahlia. It's beautiful. But you know, when you think about these dahlias, you know, they open out and they look fantastic. Like, you take this one, and a lot of people would get rid of that. I wouldn't. I just think dahlias keep on giving, and when they blow out like this, it's time for the bees to enjoy themselves as well. So I'm not keen on deadheading half of the flowers that are still far finer than many other flowering plants that you can buy. I'd rather let them be in their fullness. There's blackjack, which I wasn't too keen on this year, with the spindly stems there. And then in the distance, I think it's Rancho, and that's been superb. And then Crazy Legs is there. So I've got about several rows, as you can see, of these dahlias. And then we finish up with some foxgloves for next year, grapevine, the polytunnel, and yet another echium. Thanks for having a look. And it's October, so hopefully I'll be able to take one more before the year is out. Cheers.